Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome the world's leading fat loss expert from the UK, Charlie Johnson. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Charlie is the founder of Charlie Johnson Fitness. He's among the top 3 coaches in Forbes magazine, and he's been responsible for transforming over 8,000 lives. His vision is to transform 100,000 lives by 2030. So, Charlie, let's talk about Charlie Johnson Fitness. Tell me about your journey from a real estate agent to a fitness guru.
So this came about very much from being overweight as a teenager. So I was overweight as a child, and that's something I've always struggled with. And when I got to about 18, 19, I then qualified as a personal trainer because I wanted to try and change my life. I did all the things I was supposed to do, and then I still never really got the results I wanted. And then at that point, I then decided necessarily personal training wasn't really for me. So I went into the real estate industry after doing a bit of a stint doing a ski season. And from that point onwards, I then worked in the real estate industry for a few years, whilst at the same time building up my experience in fitness on the side, and slowly transitioning and changing my own physique and my own mindset, which from there I completely transformed everything I did from that point of view. And as soon as I realized what I could do and how much of an impact I could have, then everything truly changed for me. So it's really more of a mindset shift that's happened over the last few years that's really driven everything, if that makes sense.
And was there some kind of an aha moment or some kind of a defining moment that made you make this change?
The moment I decided to do a physique competition in, I think, 2017. And that's the first time I really committed and pushed myself to something. And once I realized that I could do anything I wanted, and if I set my mind to it, I could achieve it, then that meant I literally could live a life which is limitless, if that makes sense.
Fascinating. So, most people are conscious of fitness, but most people don't know what is the right kind of fitness.
Yeah.
How does one determine my body type, my fitness level, and what is right for me?
That's one of those things that comes down to being self-aware. And really the thing with that and turning that what's right for you is working out what you actually enjoy and what you actually want to get out of it. And the real blueprint to success of that is actually having someone map that out for you. So that's essentially what we do, is we give people clarity in terms of what they need to do if they want to get X result. So if you're a guy, you want to get lean abs and have a 6-pack and look awesome, then we will get you to that end goal, but we need to do that via a certain process, and we'll make that process work for you around what you want to do in terms of your lifestyle and things you like to do. Because the big mistake I see a lot of people make is they try and do things that for example, they think they should do, which they hate doing, and it's not sustainable. And there's a saying I really like, and it's, if it's not sustainable, it's not attainable.
And one of the big challenges that most people tend to face is that I'm 65 years old. I've got to recognize that that's my age. I can't imagine that I should start behaving like I'm 21. So I think it's important for all of us to be able to recognize what our own body's potential is. So if someone wants to reach out to you, how does one reach out to you? Through an app?
So in terms of from a coaching point of view, or just from generally?
From a coaching
so from a coaching perspective, what we do is we have 2 group weekly video calls where we offer support, guidance, and education. And then in addition to that, what we also do is we have we do basically messaging and conversations within the app that we offer and within the coaching programs we do. So everything we create is bespoke to the individual. So we will find out what your goals are. We'll bespoke a training and nutrition program to your lifestyle, and then we'll basically build a blueprint to success for you based upon that information, if that makes sense.
Terrific. And how does one reach out to you? Do you have a website?
Yes, so the best way to reach out to me would be via social media. So on LinkedIn would be a great platform to message me on, or you can message me on Instagram at Charlie Johnson Fitness would be the best places, or you can always email through to charliej@charliejohnsonfitness.com.
Thank you. Based on your experience and your understanding of different body types, what are some of the fitness and nutrition challenges some of the older people face?
I think a lot of that is believing the stereotypes of certain things and believing certain foods are bad. when inherently, like, we can have all things we want within moderation, but we just have to be able to understand why we can eat certain things when, and when we can't eat certain things, if that makes sense. It's just about trying to be smart with what we do, if that makes sense.
Okay. My next question to you is, help me understand how a fit body can help our physical, spiritual, and mental fitness.
The big thing from that is that having a fit and healthy body gives you mental clarity and also confidence and pride in yourself. So when you learn to master your body and your physique and how you feel, how you physically feel, that will help you master how you think as well, if that makes sense.
Okay. Moving to a few more questions for you. Someone said the word diet has the word die in it. And someone else said the word death has the word eat in it. So my question to you is, what is the meaning of eating right?
The meaning of eating right is learning how to sustain your body and your mind, and understanding how foods certainly make you feel and becoming self-aware of that. So the big thing we teach clients is in terms of how to become aware of how you think and feel to then achieve lifelong results and be able to look after your body for life, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how important is nutrition to fitness? Do we need help in determining our nutrition needs?
Nutrition is the pivotal point of fitness. It's like if you put the wrong type of fuel in a Formula One car, it won't work. So you have to really optimize your nutrition, and that's really what we specialize in doing. So whether people have vegan diet requirements, whatever your dietary requirements are, we will find a bulletproof way for you to get the results you're looking for.
Okay. And what is the necessity of supplementing our diet with all these different kinds of supplements that are available all over the world?
So the word of that is the supplement is to supplement a healthy diet. So we look at nutrition first, and then what I would recommend people do then is look at health supplements as something that's very important. And like we can then layer other things on top of that as we need, but everything is done very much on a case by case basis in terms of who you are, what your goal is, and where you're at, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how different are the needs of nutrition for men and women?
They are similar, but the energy balances are obviously going to be different because men are bigger than women. Our hormonal profiles are slightly different. Women tend to favor a slightly higher fat diet versus compared to men, just from a hormonal perspective.
Okay. I've got time for two more questions for you. You must be dealing with people across different ages, and you are probably a Gen Z yourself. How are millennials and Gen Zs changing the fitness and wellness world?
That's very much happening by thinking outside of the box. So that's really the key, I think, where people aren't necessarily looking at conventional things that have been done for the last 50 years. People are using trial and error and trying to find methods that perhaps haven't been done before to get results that haven't been achieved before, and finding sustainable routes for people to get long-lasting results to transform people's lives, to make sure they're happy and fulfilled.
Wonderful. And my last question to you is about the pandemic that has affected everybody else. How have people coped with fitness during the pandemic?
I think it initially was an absolute nightmare for people, and I think it affected people psychologically very heavily. We managed to fortunately build some amazing programs for people to train at home and get people awesome results. But I think the big issue was mainly people from a mental mindset shift that caused a lot of problems. Okay.
So Charlie, on that note, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for talking to me at such length about your fitness programs. And I'm sure a lot of my viewers and listeners will reach out to you on the LinkedIn and your Instagram and your email that you have spoken about. Thank you again.
Yeah, wonderful. One thing I'd suggest they also do is to check out my own podcast, which is www.theshreddershow.com. If you just type The Shredder Show into the podcast app, it will come up.
Okay, thank you again.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for The Brand Called You.